So this video, I'm gonna be discussing corruption or reacting to videos on corruption. As you see the title, it's uh, titled "The Most Corrupt Town in America," and it's by Nate the Lawyer. I recommend you all check out his channel. But essentially, he's talking about a city that is about 10 to 15 minutes from where I live. It's not that far. It's a border city. I live in the Rio Grande Valley, Texas, in South Texas. Although one of the safest regions in the country, it is also one of the most corrupt. Like I mentioned, we're right by the border, so there has been cases in the news of money laundering and elected officials being somehow involved with cartels and drug money and all that stuff. And this is a perfect example. And so really what I want to do is let the video play out, because Nate the Lawyer does a great job of explaining as to what happened. But there has been new developments in the city that is in question here. I'm pretty sure you all will be shocked by what you learn. And so yeah, this is my region of South Texas. And yeah, let's get into it.
Progreso, Texas. 10 years ago, the feds went in and raided the place, arresting the mayor and all of his top cronies.
City leaders and school district leaders are up in arms after the mayor, his brother, the school board president, and their father are arrested and accused of taking kickbacks for construction bids.
Then the school board president was arrested on drug trafficking charges.
Progreso ISD School Board President Frank Alanis made his first court appearance today on federal drug trafficking charges. He's scheduled for arraignment this Thursday.
Then the mayor and his brother were arrested on drug trafficking charges, trying to move cocaine.
Now to new details in the arrest of Progreso's mayor.
It shows the mayor of Progreso, Gerardo Alanis, is charged alongside his brother for conspiracy to distribute cocaine.
Okay, today we're going to talk about one of the most corrupt towns in America today. Welcome to Progreso, Texas. Now on this channel, we talk about a lot of local corruption. Tiffany A. Hinyard of Dalton, Illinois, to be more specific. Now, I have to take you to the border town of Progreso, Texas, not to be confused with Progreso, Mexico, which is on the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, the border town of Progreso, Texas is 98.81% Hispanic. Now, that's according to the 2020 U.S. Census. Now, on the city of Progreso's website, it says it was established in 1991 and it finds pride in the community. But with small towns come big problems. See, this small border town has had huge issues with corruption.
It's a city along the border with just over 5,500 people, but the small community is the talk of the entire valley.
It's very disappointing for the whole community, the Rio Grande Valley.
City leaders and school district leaders are up in arms after the mayor, his brother, the school board president, and their father are arrested and accused of taking kickbacks for construction bids. According to an indictment unsealed Wednesday, Jose Guadalupe Vela, the maintenance and transportation director at Progreso ISD, allegedly served as the puppet master, using his sons Omar and Michael Vela's positions of public authority to control the local government, and all are accused of profiting several $1,000s from the deals. One of the largest, including a contract bid given to a construction company out of the Rio Hondo and Combs area for a new elementary school.
Now, if you thought that was crazy, we're only getting started. See, another board member from the school board was also busted, this time on drug trafficking charges.
Right now, a Progreso ISD board member is behind bars. DPS troopers say they busted him with more than 1,000 pounds of marijuana. Action Force Brett Crandall joins us live in the studio with reaction from the community. Brett.
Yeah, Ryan, Progreso ISD finds itself in yet another scandal, this time involving a school board member accused of drug smuggling. Progreso ISD school board member Felix Hernandez Jr. is behind bars on a $1.25 million bond. DPS troopers say they pulled the 31-year-old over on Saturday in Mission, where they found more than 1,000 pounds of marijuana in a semi-trailer. This is not the first time the district has been hit with controversy. Last September, the board's president, Michael Vela, was named in a bribery indictment.
Now, you may think this is just all the high-level officials, You would be wrong. Even the school bus drivers are getting involved. Here is a former school bus driver who was caught with 30 pounds of cocaine in his car. He's now serving 4 years in federal prison. Now, as you can see, at first we started off with a simple kickback scheme, and now we're into a full-fledged drug smuggling operation. Upon further investigation, the feds then picked up the mayor.
Hey, Rudy, we received that indictment about an hour ago. It shows the mayor of Progreso, Gerardo Alanis, is charged alongside his brother for conspiracy to distribute cocaine. The indictment accuses the mayor and his brother Francisco of being a part of a cocaine trafficking ring that was operating between January 2020 and March 2022. Both Gerardo and Francisco work together here at City Hall. Francisco is still the assistant city manager here and a member of the Progreso ISD school board. Homeland Security, along with the DEA and the FBI, arrested Gerardo this morning. Back in October, they arrested his brother, Francisco, on similar charges. Francisco Alanis has since pleaded not guilty. Another person charged in the case has already pleaded guilty.
Okay, yeah, so I wanted to stop it there. I think that's a good midpoint or stop point. So, as the map shows, it's by the border. It's a border town, just like where I live. It's a border town, like I mentioned. I'm about a 15-minute drive from Progreso, Texas. And so, yeah, you see there the history of local leaders, and not just any local leaders of that town being arrested for drug trafficking, money laundering, kickbacks, essentially corruption. These are mayors, city managers, school board presidents. The two people that were spoken there, one of them was the mayor. I believe it's Gerardo Alanis, who was the mayor. He has now resigned. Francisco Alanis was the assistant city manager, or was the city manager. So he served together with his brother on the, as far as like the town leadership, and then Francisco, the brother who was the assistant city manager or the city manager, I'm not too sure, was the school board president. He recently had to resign because of the arrest. They both controlled and allegedly, well, not allegedly anymore, because one of them pleaded guilty now, and the other one is still, his process is ongoing. But the Francisco, the assistant city manager, he already pled guilty. I think it's just pending sentencing, but essentially, a lot of drug trafficking, a lot of money laundering. It's really a sad situation because it paints a bad picture for the region that I live in, and it just sends a bad message to all the other towns and to the rest of the state and to the rest of the nation. It kind of feeds into those stereotypes that Mexicans or the Valley is all about drugs, and this region's all about drugs and drug trafficking. It feeds into those stereotypes, right? And it's a really sad situation. But also, I used to work in politics, and I actually visited the City Hall of Progreso while these people were in power. We provided some grants to the city of Progreso, and I was there for those events. I was there for events of celebrating certain grants, and there was just a strong stench, metaphorical stench of the corruption that was going on there. The city hall was all beat up. Restrooms were really nasty. It's super small, like a really, really super small city hall. It's like the size of a three bedroom, two restroom house. Not very well organized. It was just it was really something that you could see in one of the poorest cities or corrupt cities in Mexico. You did not expect that one from here, but I see politics as a tool that can be used for good and not for bad. And unfortunately, politics, just speaking broadly as a concept, has already been tarnished enough by, history and current events, and all these politicians that do shady shit, that are corrupt. But at least at the local level, I believe that's where you can have the biggest impact using politics. And it really tarnishes that purpose that politics has, and it sets people back, and it makes you not trust people anymore. And it really gives you like a bad taste of mouth of the city. And the people who suffer are the citizens of Progreso and of any town where you have corrupt leadership. And it's a betrayal of all the principles and morals and values that an elected official is supposed to embody, right? That's what an elected official is supposed to do. You're supposed to embody your electorate, right? Your views, your positions, your policies are kind of a reflection of the beliefs and traditions of the people you represent. That's why you were represented, right? And it is hard for me to believe that the people of Progreso knew of all of this and purposely kept voting for them as a vote of saying, keep doing your corruption. No, I think some way, somehow, it wasn't outright known like it is now, and people just kind of focus on what they had to do, go to work every day, and just kept voting the same old, and people just kind of put a chokehold on the city and never let it go. But, this stuff has to be nipped in the bud to deteriorate or, put that deterrence in people wanting to do the same shady stuff. And so, just wanted to say that. Let's keep the video going.
The Progreso City Attorney tells us Gerardo Alanis will still be able to serve as mayor until he is proven guilty.
Yes, you heard that right. He gets to keep his job as mayor until they actually go through trial and find him guilty. But now the school board said, hold on, you may not be able to get rid of the mayor, but we can kick you off the school board. So that's what they did.
It's definitely unfortunate. But we have, as a board, we have to be strong and we have to take the decisions that we have to make. So we took a decision, the superintendent did, and any other questions will be within.
Do you think your brother should resign?
That's all. Thank you very much.
His two brothers, both Progreso public officials, are charged tonight in a federal drug trafficking investigation. One brother is the assistant city manager of Progreso and a school board member. The other is the mayor of Progreso and a now former school district employee. Thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Christine Galvan.
And I'm Rudy Mireles. Mayor Gerardo Alanis was fired by the district tonight. He was a soccer coach and part of the district's IT department.
Frustration is boiling over in Progreso at both the city and the school district. At the first school board meeting since the arrest of mayor and district employee Gerardo Alanis, community members made their message clear.
I want change. I want people accountable. I want an action plan, and I want these people that are corrupting our town to stop.
While serving as mayor, Gerardo Alanis worked in the IT department and as a soccer coach for Progreso ISD. But now, that's over.
Mr. Alanis is no longer an employee of the school district. That decision was taken in accordance with board policy.
Gerardo's brother, Francisco, is the assistant city manager and former school board president. After Francisco's arrest in October, he is no longer board president, but still sits on the board as a trustee. His seat, the only one vacant tonight.
Now think about how crazy this is. These people are in jail on drug trafficking charges, trafficking thousands of pounds of cocaine, and they can't be fired from their job. This guy is still mayor, and this guy is still sitting on the board. Insane. Now, remember when I told you earlier about the bus driver who got arrested for 30 pounds of cocaine in his truck? Well, come to find out, that drug bust was all related to this cocaine cowboy drug trafficking scheme.
And a Texas border mayor who allegedly ran his town like the cartels do. He ran his own drug cartel. Police say the mayor of Progreso, Texas, participated or even ran a vast conspiracy to sell 88 pounds of cocaine. You might call it a family business, both running the town and the drugs. Police arrested his brother, Frank, last year. He was president of the town's school board at the time. Running the school board means running the school buses. And back in 2020, a school bus driver got caught with 30 pounds of coke.
The federal agents haven't said a whole lot with the case pending, but back in 2020, there was a former school bus driver who got caught at a Border Patrol checkpoint with about 30 pounds of cocaine. And that investigation continued. Homeland Security Investigations, which is part of ICE, took the case with the U.S. Attorney's Office, and it eventually led them to the mayor and the school board president.
Okay, so it seems like the family business was running this particular town and running cocaine. So you got the mayor, the assistant city manager, school board president. They're all related and they're all in trouble in federal lockup. But they still get to keep their jobs until they're convicted. Now, if you watch the show Cops, you remember them saying this at the end?
All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Now, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name.
Yeah, so great video, great breakdown by Nate the lawyer. I recommend you all go check him out. But that video perfectly highlights the corruption that goes on in these cities. Not every city's corrupt. I'm the first one to acknowledge that, but you do have corrupt cities, and unfortunately, it's the citizens who suffer. You have in this case the mayor, who also was a soccer coach and part of the IT department of the middle school of the town, who essentially was a criminal and a piece of shit who was around children. And then you have his brother, who was assistant city manager and the school board president, who was using school resources, taxpayer-funded resources, to fund and basically operate his cartel, his drug business. And it's extremely disappointing. Like I mentioned before, it's extremely sad situation, because people here work hard. You know what I mean? People here, they wake up every day and they go at it. And for people to do that kind of stuff, but I'm going to say it in Spanish because I think it comes out. Básicamente, lo que yo pienso es, estás robando a la gente, estás usando a la gente que votó para ti, estás usando a la gente que te apoyó, estás usando a la gente que confía en ti, y no hiciste nada. La ciudad está hasta la madre, tiene muchos problemas esa ciudad y te valió madre. Son unas ratas. En verdad me hace enojar, porque tú tienes la oportunidad de ayudar a la gente, ayudar al pueblo. Para eso te pusieron. O sea, si tú no quisiste hacer eso, pues vaya a hacer otra cosa. ¿Sí me entiendes? Haz tu propio negocio en otro lugar, pero ¿para qué usar tu posición como alcalde, tu posición como servidor público, para hacer tus cochinadas? Pero recientemente lo que sucede, so now what happens now is that recently a new mayor was elected. That's the mayor, new mayor right there. He is a former, I believe he was in the army, now he's in the National Guard. He's elected, but there's still people of the old regime still in the as commissioners, right? There's still commissioners from the previous mayor still in place. There's still people in the school board who supported these people. So it's hard for him to do a lot of things. There's been a lot of legal battles between the mayors and the commissioners. But essentially, one thing that came out is that the commissioners who come from the old guard, from all of these mayors and city managers who were arrested, who come from those administrations that are still existing today, they're still commissioners. They got in touch with the police chief of the city of Progreso, and they tried to arrest or try to find a way for the police chief to arrest Mayor Gamboa, the mayor of Progreso, and to basically tarnish his mayorship, to try to get him out of office, because Mayor Gamboa, as of right now, things can change. As of right now, is trying to clean up this mess that was left in the city of Progreso. And so it's a really sad situation. How deep the corruption goes, you have a house of cards type of thing where people are trying to take people in power out, and this is just at a local level. I mean, the population of the city doesn't surpass 5,000 people, and so it just goes to show what power does to somebody. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys, kind of give y'all my reaction. I always remain adamant. I always believe that politics can be used for good. It can solve a lot of societal issues and government issues. Society is hard. Civilization is hard to manage. You have a lot of competing views, a lot of human interaction that lead to a lot of things that need to be administered, managed, and institutions need to be put in place to keep order. But don't betray that. The worst thing you can do as a public servant is betray the trust of the people. Help people out. It feels good to do your job and help somebody out. And we need people that value politics in the right way, that have a moral outlook, that have values, traditions, culture, to say no to corruption. The money will come in whatever profession you do if you do it right. But